Remember how I was like, wow, episode 3 and 4 were crazy. Nothing's ever gonna beat these or this song, which is now my new favorite. Then episode 5 and 6 came out. I have a new favorite song and a new favorite episode. I am recording this on Saturday. I got really burnt out for some reason. I couldn't get myself to start recording or even taking notes until yesterday. I don't know. I guess I just never really did anything like this before, so it's entirely new to me. My brain doesn't know how to cope with it. But I'm here now, so let's get into episode 5. Episode 5 is titled Silenced. Episode 5 is really good. I love the episode. So we start. It's Vox's rally episode. He's having his rally. The angels show up and everything. We start with a news segment where notably Tom is missing. So there's this kind of rift between Katie and Tom, which might be a bit of a foreshadowing for where the V's are going. And so we open with Bad With Us. It starts with the Overlords reacting to Vox capturing Alistair and how hell has turned just completely upside down. And so Vox chimes in, is like, you wanna be bad with us. And so he's trying to convince the other overlords to join him in his crusade against hell. Heaven. I know what places are. And then he goes up to Zestial and he's like, they got like a bunch of old shit up in heaven. Books, tea, elder care. And then it cuts to Carmilla, and it's just... No!
Are you serious? Yeah, okay.
Fox has a bit of a racism arc these couple episodes. You know, he has the maracas and has the cha-cha-cha at the end of the song.
Cha-cha-cha! Stop it!
Val saying stop
Oh
it
my
is when
God.
you know something's wrong.
Song ends, all the overlords are behind him, then we cut to Charlie. Charlie has like that whole like runway setup. She's trying to call Emily. Charlie and Vaggie have a bit of a back and forth. Vaggie decides to go and talk to Lucifer to get Vox to shut up so Charlie will stop freaking out over him. She runs into Angel Dust. Angel talks about Husk in group therapy, who is certainly handling being a group therapist.
Maybe it's because you're a moronic, unthinking
Oh, he's the therapist.
who was too nonsensically doltish to realize that maybe you should try not being a feeble-minded smooth brain for once. Smooth brain. Am I doing therapy right?
No!
Where are you headed, Lucifer?
I mean, he took it well. Sometimes that's what you need to say.
I mean, yeah.
Must be important.
Sometimes you gotta be like, hey, you're the problem. You're stupid.
You're being dumb. Vaggie talks to Lucifer. Lucifer tells her to call him Lou, which is very important for the later episode. For later in the episode, we learn Lucifer actually can't hurt sinners. That's his punishment. He sees all the bad results of free will, and is powerless to do anything about it. So he can't harm sinners at all, and so he just chooses to ignore them. That's why he never really knows anything going on with the sinners, or even like bothers to remember their names, because he can't do anything about it. So what's the point? Vaggie's like, I would talk to Alistair, but he's busy. Lucifer did not take that well. And so he decides to basically go and intimidate Vox later in the episode, which certainly goes somewhere. We get the High Angels meeting of them talking about, you know, how to move forward with, like, the hell situation. Emily brings Penchus in. Sarah's like, this is only for high-ranking angels, and Emily's like, well, I'm as high as you. And I say he stays, which is very nice. I love Emily as a character. She's so nice. She's so nice. She's so nice. They suggest bringing Hell gift baskets to apologize. Zarin really wants to atone for, ordering the extermination and all that. Penchus actually delves a little bit of advice to Sarah, and he's like, a wise woman once told me, it starts with sorry. You know, what Charlie had passed on to him. And wise woman and Charlie in the same sentence, Yeah, it's whatever. So they decide to bring like gift baskets and stuff, and they pull up to Charlie. Charlie freaks the fuck out. The angels are in hell, which is, you know, seeing the high seraphim in hell is so bizarre. I guess it was kind of like alluded to with the Sarah's confession with her walking through hell during the extermination. Charlie asks the angels to come to the Vox rally. Sarah wants to apologize, and Charlie wants them to tell everyone that redemption works because Prentice was in there. Ooh.
Go there. You can apologize in front of his entire crowd. Show them all that he's a liar.
And you're gonna bring loot?
No, don't bring loot.
Yeah, why is she here? They said, okay, let's go apologize to Charlie. And they want to bring loot?
And so move on to the Vox rally. Vox and Valentino are getting ready. Vox and Val talk about the preparations. Val's like, I got all the backup dancers. They're all 10s plus 1 8 for diversity. You actually see that there is one backup dancer who's like lagging behind and then just gets shoved to the side in the middle of the next song. Very nice attention to detail. Alistair rolls in. He's still tied to the chair. God.
I love him so much.
Talks to Vox and is like, you know, is this how you decide to present yourself alongside your colleagues with their far more monumentous contributions? And, you know, I remember back in episode 4, I was like, you know, it doesn't seem like Alistair is getting all under his skin all that much anymore. He is. Vox is like, I'm the face of the operation, and Alistair's like, is that all? And so Vox decides to, have Val and Velvet, like, stay backstage for the rally, which, Valentino does not take kindly to. And so we go to the rally, so we get to see a lot of Vox's cult tactics. We get him using Lilith kind of like as a blueprint, and kind of like as a legacy that he's following. And then we go into Vox Populi and Vox Dei, which are my 2 favorite songs in the whole show now. So Vox Populi starts with Lucifer coming in, trying to be all threatening, setting the V's tower on fire. Vox is actually completely unfazed. We found in the next episode that Angel was spying for him, which is a very, very fun reveal. I will talk more about that when we get to that part. So he learned that Lucifer can't actually do anything to hurt him, and so he doesn't feel threatened at all by Lucifer's presence. So Lucifer does his whole intimidation tactic, has this really bomb ass rock metal intro, and then so his part ends. Vox chimes in, "Wow, very scary. I see why they give you such a big hat." I live for people making fun of Lucifer's height. We stand our short king. And we get to see more of we get to see Vox Populi. It's just Vox's rallying song, pretty much. There's a lot of allusions to history and different terms. We get to see, first of all, we get Make Hell Great Again, which, if that ain't on the nose.
And we can make hell great again.
No!
If we could flip the
Oh my god. I'm setting my cup down. He's becoming Donald Trump.
He is.
No! Your color palette is inverse, please!
Get Manifest Destiny, which is the 19th century belief that Americans were destined to expand westwards to the rest of America and, displace the rest of the natives from their ancestral homes. Hail Vox Populi, which sounds a lot like hail, as in, Vox Populi is Latin for voice of the people, and the next song, Vox Dei, is Latin for voice of God, which is, I really like. I love Vox as the villain. He doesn't have much in terms of, power on his own, but his strength is the ability to rally people behind him. And I really hope we get to see Charlie use that power too, but, in, the opposite way. Like we've seen them doing. So I'm really excited. Hopefully we get to see more of Charlie v. Vox and, the social aspect. in the next in the finale and stuff. And eventually he turns on Lucifer. I think it's meanwhile this king thinks the rest of us should be content with an endless existence of suffering. And Lucifer like got really upset at that. He doesn't actually, he never like thought sinners were the worst and they deserved the worst ever. But Vox doesn't give anyone any kind of chance to defend themselves or tell their own story. And so immediately Vox pulls the Lilith card. And Vox is like, your wife knew it was wrong. Maybe that's why she's not around anymore. And so Lucifer gets so pissed off, and Vox says, smite me, silence me, that's all you angels know how to do. I don't know how to... I'm really bad at explaining stuff like this, but you see it in the news, you see people reducing like this common enemy, this scapegoat type thing into this like into a two-dimensional like shallow version of itself that is only capable of doing harm to others. Seeing a fictional villain use those is very helpful, I think, to shine a light on it happening in the modern world. So Lucifer gets pissed off, throws a punch at Vox, it doesn't work. Vox is like, they clipped your wings and chained you down here. I don't have any chains on me. Which is a fun line because he doesn't have any chains on. Like, I don't think he made a deal with anyone for his soul. As far as, like, the higher-ups in hell, at least compared to, like, Alistair and all that, he doesn't have chains. There is no one telling him what to do. He is free. And that is terrifying. Lucifer tries to walk off. Val and Velvet pull him back, start fucking with him. Oh. Can't believe they publicly blacklisted Lucifer.
Oh my god, I can't believe they publicly blacklisted Lucifer and Charlie. DNI Morningstars. I can't believe they stole all of Alistair's designs and blacklisted him.
I think Valentino starts like throwing it back in his face. And so the song ends, and then the angels appear.
I can't believe they stole all of Alistair's designs and then blacklisted him.
Oh. And Vox immediately goes from his high and mighty persona to, oh my god, they're here to silence me. Sarah's like, oh, we want to say sorry. And then Vox is like, what exactly? And then Emily is like, for allowing the extermination of your people. Vox throws it back in the face because, they just came here and just kind of said, sorry, ooh, we didn't mean it to, killing thousands of people. They didn't fully think this through. It's very interesting, because a lot of the angels, they live in heaven. They're used to the best humanity has to offer, so when they're faced with Vox, of all people, they don't really know how to handle it. And so Vox throws it back on their face, twists their words, takes their apology and turns it into, this is all they see our lives are worth. Then the other sinners start kind of like inching towards them. I think Emily gets scared. Charlie keeps telling them to back up, and so Sarah steps in, goes full angel form to try and like scare them off, give them to back up, and says, "Demons like you are why I allowed the extermination in the first place. Power hungry and violent." And Vox takes that and runs with it. And, this angel admits it. She called the extermination to silence us and to hold us down. And then it chimes into Vox Day, which is probably, it's a minute long, but it might be my favorite song in the whole show. It's his "You're Fucking Dead" song, basically. He calls himself the Führer.
Oh my god! Do you know what that word means?
Wait, what?
Führer.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh, what the fuck?
Shit! Bro.
Bro literally said, I'm Hitler.
Apparently, the lyrics, I don't know if they're the official lyrics, but they say Furor as in F-U-R-O-R, which is like mass outrage and anger. But the Amazon sing-along version just has it completely censored. And the amount of asterisks do spell Führer with the H. So, take with that what you will. And we all know what it's supposed to mean. We all know what it's supposed to mean. He says he's the Führer. He says he's the Omega, which refers to Omega, I'm the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. The ultimate beginning, the ultimate end. So he is the angel's ultimate end, he calls himself. And then he says, I'm the flood, I'm the nightmare you made when you spilled our blood. I love him. It's entirely selfish. He just wants to grow his own power. But him, spinning it to be like, I am this force of righteous karma for you angels for what you've done. Very cult leader tactics. He is elevating himself to this larger than life status as this deity. And so he, uses his cables and screens to make faux seraphim wings with his eyes and horns. Oh, the shark!
Oh my god, that's cool as hell.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, he's kind of hot. Oh.
This panning shot. Find a rope you can swing from. Line goes hard as hell. His mouth changes to TV static and this very imposing, threatening face. It's so cool. And so, the angels run off, because, hell just declared war on them. Abel actually throws one of the gift baskets off, which is... And so the angels come back, and then, Sarah's hell declared war. Emily just apologizes profusely to Pentious, and... That's such a rough position to be in. He is a winner now. He can't really do anything about it. And he's just forced to watch his new friends fight his old friends, essentially, which is such a rough position to be in. I feel so bad for Pentious. We go to the hotel. Charlie is pissed as hell. She learns that Lucifer threatened Vox. She is not happy. Lucifer says Vaggie asked him to do it, or Lucifer says Vaggie told them about Vox, dragging Charlie through the mud, and then Charlie gets pissed at Vaggie. And Vaggie says what needs to be said, that her constantly fixating on Vox's smear campaign and constantly going after him is actively hurting the hotel much more than Vox ever could. And Charlie's upset, and Vaggie's Vaggie cares about her mission, but, being in someone's corner does mean calling them out on their bullshit sometimes, which is rough for Vaggie and Charlie. They end up they sort through their stuff the next episode, but, for now it's a bit rocky. And Charlie runs up to her room, just calls her mom, it goes to voicemail. She doesn't even bother talking, and so she just kind of sits there and cries, which is one hell of a way to end the episode. A couple things real quick that I forgot. In Vox Populi, at one point, Vox runs in front of Lucifer, and Lucifer's seraphim wings are behind him, so it looks like Vox's angel wings for a second, which is cool. Overall, episode 5, genuinely the best writing I've seen out of this show. Foreshadowing, just the scene by scene, how everything flows into each other so well. Probably just because there wasn't a lot going on. It was probably one of the easier to write episodes, just because there were so few characters and so few different plot points. On to episode 6, it's called Scream Rain. I don't remember what happened in this episode, I'm gonna be so honest. In the news section, it's just Tom, and it's one chair, so I don't know what's going on there. I really want to understand their beef, their damage over there. We got Vox convincing Carmilla to build his little super weapon. Carmilla's like, I don't want any business with the man bringing angels to my doorstep, and especially I don't want to help your disrespectful crew. And then Vox is like, Velvet, apology time. And Velvet, the masterful actor she is, pulls out the most convincing, honest YouTuber apology ever. It's terrible. And Vox runs with it, low-key insulting Velvet. Carmilla still doesn't want to help them, and then Vox pulls the, they're coming whether you like it or not, whose side do you want to be on? And so Carmilla decides to build his weapon. Zestial tries to bring Carmilla to her senses. Carmilla just wants to make sure her kids are safe. And so she doesn't have much of a choice, because war is coming whether we like it or not. And so Zestial walks off. Oh, there's a scene where Carmella's talking about, I don't want to lose anyone anywhere else, and it pans over to like this little like box thing with some cuffs in it, or rings, or I don't know what it is. So she lost somebody, I guess, to the extermination, and so Zestial decides he won't be assisting or fraternizing with her until she comes to her senses, and so then he walks off. We get a nice scene of Vaggie managing the hotel, keeping up with everybody. It's actually called back to when they come back to the hotel and everything's gone to shit. Very funny. Then we get the news segment with Tom in one chair and the scream rain. Because Vaggie reactivates the TV, fixes it. Tom talks about Carmilla building the super weapon. Foxtech loves women in STEM. He is... he is frighteningly accurate to the modern day politician. He brings up Lilith. How is her legacy? Bring sinners to power, you know, to attack heaven and stuff. And then Charlie is pissed off because they're twisting and corrupting Lilith's legacy from her view. And so Charlie and Vaggie, still fighting, they decide to go to Carmilla. Talk about that shit. Before we move on to the scene, there's another scene of Charlie and Vaggie not talking. And they're like talking to Husk, like, you know, tell Charlie I said this, tell Vaggie I said this. And Husk is having none of it. He's so done. Honestly, real, they are acting like children. He goes to the casino, has his whole thing. He's in his element now. There's Love in a Bottle. Very fun song. Not much I can really say about it. It didn't stick out to me. A lot of the songs didn't particularly stick out to me, at least not as much as episode 5. I feel like making episode 6 come out right after episode 5 is a bit of a... It feels like it's hurting episode 6 just because episode 5 was such like a monumentally good episode. So episode 6 just feels like nothing in comparison. But, you know, we need a calm before the storm. We need to reestablish the characters. We need to reestablish, reinforce where they are at right now. So we got to revisit. We got to explore the characters' thoughts and feelings in the situation as we move forward into the finale. So episode 6 is very needed. It feels... It's needed. It doesn't stick out to me. It's a very important episode. Like, I would never, like, in a rewatch, I would never skip this episode. Never skip episodes when you rewatch anything. But, like, it doesn't stick out to me as much as episode 5 did. But, you know, nothing can compare to the shit episode 5 did to me. I really hope I did episode 5 justice. So, yeah, Husk has his little Love in a Bottle song. He starts, like, winning and shit. Has a really good streak, and he starts losing and, like, getting more drunk. And then it goes from don't need love when it comes in a bottle, and then it changes to can't get love if it comes in a bottle, or something like that. I can't remember. Is there any... I don't need nothing that doesn't come from a bottle, you know, just him isolating himself, falling back into his old habits. What's it called? Relapsing. Yeah, that's what it is. And so then we have Angel and Drag. We'll get back to the Charlie and stuff. I just want to like cover the plots piece by piece. I know it's kind of out of order, but you know there's so many different there's so many like A, B, C plots in this section. I really want to just cover this and then that and then this. Just he's drinking. Notices Angel. Angel has his song. Angel, I love his dress. I want his dress. I could not rock his dress the way he does, but God, do I want it. It's so sparkly. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty dress. Okay. We get Losing Streak. It's a very, nice, gentle song. I didn't write many notes on it. I didn't write many notes on the songs at all. They're good songs, they didn't stick out to me as much as, Vox Populi and Vox Day did. They're fun songs. I'm sure, later in the show, maybe I'll revisit them in, my full review of the series. Just, they didn't stick out to me. Again, Episode 6 coming right off the heels of Episode 5 really does not do Episode 6 any favors. So Angel has his thing, and so Angel and Husk talk, about that. And, they have their little, relating to each other, how fucked up their lives are. And after that conversation, Angel walks off and is like, I'll see you at the hotel. And Husk says, no, you won't. He did, in fact, not see him on the hotel. But Husk, after their conversation, does decide to go back to the hotel. And that's really nice. Because, in Season 1, we had Husk pulling Angel out of his pit. And now we have Angel pulling Husk out of his pit. So it's kind of like a... So they've both saved each other now, which is... I love it. I love them. They're my favorite couple. They're not a couple yet. They will be. They are. You can't tell me they haven't fucked at least once, okay? They had to have made out. Look at the way they talk to each other. They've made out. They fucked. They fucked they fucked the episode before the finale. You can't tell me otherwise. So there's that. We'll continue with Charlie and Vaggie. They go to visit Carmilla. Let me see what we have. They're bickering, going into Carmilla's factory. Carmilla looks over and is like, I don't have time for this lesbian drama.
I don't have time for this lesbian drama. What is it you want?
I don't have time for this lesbian drama.
And they just start screaming. My favorite line from Charlie. We thought you were with us, but you're working for the man. The TV man. And Charlie's like, Heaven doesn't want to hurt us anymore. Why are you helping Vox with his war? And then Carmilla's like, how do you know they still don't want to hurt us after Vox literally declared war against them? And Maggie's like, we just learned the hotel worked. Why would you start a war now? And Carmilla chimes back in. She's got to protect her own. Of course she has to help out. It's the same reason she supplied weapons for Vaggie and Charlie in the hotel during that extermination. So, and Carmilla comes to Vaggie and she says, why do you still insist on Heaven being the answer when you know firsthand what they're capable of? And then you have this, Vaggie has her little traumatic flashback of her being conditioned for the Exorcist army. Genuinely heartbreaking. I wish it had more breathing room. But, there's a lot you gotta cover in this episode. Vaggie has her flashbacks with her in, I guess, basic training. One of their angels gets pulled away. She tries to defend them. She gets in trouble for it. And she, actually has, I think she starts dissociating, actually. Yeah, no, Vaggie, actually starts dissociating. And so then Charlie steps in, lets Vaggie have her moment. And then she talks with Carmilla. And Charlie... Oh, I love Charlie. And she says, because we should never let ourselves become them. Charlie's like, Lilith believed, and then Carmilla says Lilith is gone. What she believed doesn't matter anymore. Which is a bit rude, honestly, but I get where she's coming from. Her beliefs got her... Well, do they think she's dead? What do they think happened to her? I'm curious. But either way, her beliefs got her gone-ified. I don't know. to Carmilla, Lilith's beliefs got her taken away. And so Carmilla decides she's going to choose the winning side. She's going to protect her own. And so they come off of this conversation really helping nothing. Though Charlie does have a bit of a moment. I think this is when she decides to have her little, like, tent apology thing with Vaggie, which is very nice. They have their little apology when Vaggie comes back to the hotel. Vaggie comes back to the hotel. Charlie has, like, tea and stuff. And she apologizes for how she's been acting. They make up. They have Easy. Charlie has, like, a bit of a breakdown. And then Vaggie cuts in, and then the song Easy starts. It's a bit jarring. It is a bit jarring. And, like, I don't know how else you would start this song is my thing. I don't know how to fix the problem I have with this song is my thing. Like, I know it's a problem. It's like tonal whiplash. It's just, how else do you go about that? But anyway, that really put me off from the song. It's a really fun song, and this song actually, one of the lines was something something this princess and fallen angel, and that just occurred to me how Vaggie and Charlie low key might parallel Lucifer and Lilith, and because princess fallen angel, princess fallen angel. So I'm curious if that was intentional, and if it is, how they're gonna expand on that. I'm excited for that. So we have that song. Charlie and Vaggie decide whatever comes next, they're gonna face it together, and they're gonna handle it. So that's nice. I think that's the end of Charlie and Vaggie's plot. When Vaggie comes back to the hotel, everything's gone to shit. We got those cuts that compared parallel earlier in the episode, Vaggie helping out of the hotel, except everything's gone to shit. Vaggie goes up to Nifty and she's like, I thought you were watching the hotel. What the fuck have you been doing? And Nifty has made a bug band. And you know what? Fair. Later in that episode, Husk comes back. Husk, wants to talk to Angel. Angel's not there. Husk and Cherry talk about, where the fuck is he? Something's not right. So I hope they're gonna come to Angel's rescue. I really hope so. I would love to see more of Husk and Cherry talking. I think they'd be so. I want to see them fight together. Actually, that would be so fun. Then we cut to Vox and Val's thing. Let me revisit my notes before that. Okay, so all this, you've seen the episode. All of this has been cutting back and forth, to help pace it out better. I saw somebody say the pacing was a bit off this episode, and I kind of get where you're coming from, but all these cuts back and forth from, like, the different levels of energy between the scenes do help to make it to flow better as an experience, so you don't linger on one mood for too long. Like, long enough, but not for too long, and that's a really rough balancing act to get. And personally, I think it worked really well. Like, I can see someone having an issue with it, especially coming off of episode 5, Silenced, which was just one big scene. It didn't, like, cut between many different story plots. So, going from that to episode 6 is a bit jarring. I really feel like they should have released these episodes separately, like on different weeks. I feel like maybe Hazbin Hotel should do like one episode a week, just so that it paces better, because like, especially having these such different episodes go back to back, it causes a bit of like an effect of you forget what happened in another episode because this episode stood out more. And I've noticed that in my reviews, I tend to talk about one episode a lot more than the other episode. So I feel like Amazon, A24, whoever's in charge of that, really need to revisit their release formula. I think it is hurting. I think it is hurting the storytelling of the show. Enough of that, though. Vox and Val. Vox goes up. Valentino's having his little rehearsal, trying to find a talent that can keep up with Angel. Vox comes in, asks to borrow Angel, talks about his plan, and then Valentino chimes in and says, our plan, mine and Velvet's too. It's very interesting how Valentino does not hesitate to include Velvet in anything. Vox kind of zeroes in on either or at any given time. He kind of favors Valentino, I guess just because they've known each other longer, they're fucking and shit. But Valentino does not hesitate to include Velvet. So Vox is the one with the ego. He's the one who's selfish, self-centered, all about his plan, his goals. But Valentino and Velvet are both have each other's backs. So Vox is the issue. Val and Velvet actually work really well together. Oh, yeah. Vox decides to try and seduce Valentino. Valentino isn't having it. Velvet turns around. She was in the chair beside, going, funny how you make time for us when you need something. And Vox is like, oh, I was going to fill you in. I'm sorry. Valentino and I were just talking. And then, Alistair...
Oh, I was just about to fill you in. We were just talking.
Oh, seemed more like begging.
Bang. Really commanding. Valentino, you.
I love him so much. Not the salon chair gossip, please. He's still fucking tied up. It's so funny.
And so Vox decides to put on his whole, like, powerful bravado personality and tries to, like, hypnotize Valentino to get him to do what he wants. And it doesn't work on Valentino, which is interesting. Valentino also, he lets Vox have Angel just because he doesn't fucking care anymore. And Valentino points to Alistair and he's like, this is getting old. So they notice how Alistair's affecting the way Vox acts, which is... I'm so excited. Alistair is tearing these people apart. I am so excited. I am so excited. I am so excited. I love this little fucking asshole creature. Valentino storms off, starts venting in Spanish.
Muttering in
When you
Spanish.
Speak that island language, Val.
Jesus Christ.
Anyone else got shit to say? I'm from fucking Florida.
I love episode 6. It's so fun. Right. Angel and Fox. So Angel does, pulls in, meets Valentino. Valentino's like, you've been bought out for the night. Points to the hotel room. Angel goes in. And then we get maybe one of my favorite scene in the whole episode. Vox corners Angel. Is like, I'm gonna get you to do something for me. And he's like, you can try. Angel spits on him. Vox throws him across the room, wipes his thing off, and he's like, then it's revealed that, Vox had hypnotized him, like, I think during Poison. And so it's revealed to us and to Angel that he had been hypnotized and he has been spying on the hotel for Vox, sending messages back and forth. And I personally haven't seen this kind of horror that much. It's kind of like this psychological, like, autonomy horror where, like, you are doing something that you don't want to do but you aren't in control of. And I love that kind of horror. It's that kind of horror that really cuts to the soul. Like, you are no longer in control of what you are doing, and that is terrifying. So seeing that demonstrated to such a masterful, terrifying extent in Hazbin Hotel was something I did not expect. So I think I should have mentioned in episode 4. I don't think I did, though. There's this theme of people, not being in control. People being manipulated, people being on chains, being forced to do things they don't want to, being forced in punishment, doing things against their will, being on leashes, being stuck in deals, being trapped, being unable to be free. And I'm not quite sure how they're going to expand on that theme, but I am curious, because it's a lot more prevalent in Season 2 than it is in Season 1. So I am really curious how they expand on, like, this deal-making, freedom-restricting, overarching theme between the characters. I'm really excited for that. I don't know what Vox's plan for Angel is, It probably has something to do with Lucifer, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what Angel has to do with any of this. I'm excited, but yeah. So Vox is in full villain mode. He is here to cause shit. He is here to fuck shit up. I am so excited for the finale. Vox is probably my favorite villain in the show so far. I'd say as if it wasn't only like 2 or 3 villains in this show. Lucifer gets a call from Charlie, and the slow reveal of it not being Charlie. It was pretty in your face from the start, but Vox fake calling as Charlie. I didn't know he could fake voices like that. That's terrifying. So he gets Lucifer to come to his location, and he says, "Looks like we found our power source," which I assume is for the weapon. And what that weapon's gonna do, I don't fucking know. I'm fucking scared. So I'm excited to see where that goes. I think, no clue what Angel has to do with any of this, but they're getting him dressed up and everything. And that's the end of the episode. Vox's, maniacal laugh gets cut off by Scream Rain, which is a fun way to end the episode. And that is the note we're left on until next week. And that's crazy. I'm so excited. These 2 episodes are probably my favorite episodes out of the whole show. I said that about 3 and 4. 5 and 6 are my new favorite episodes. Let's see if 7 and 8 can top them, actually. I'm excited. Fucking the overall, animation, writing quality, everything has gone leaps and bounds above what I genuinely expected out of this show. And I am so excited. I'm so excited. I don't know how to articulate how I feel other than I am so fucking excited. I am so excited. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. I was a bit burnt out. I probably didn't do episode 5 as much justice as I wanted to, but I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. I didn't actually take notes on what to cut and reaction-wise, so I'm going to be freehanding that, so this review might be out a bit late. I'm sorry about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next week.